What's good, everybody? Welcome to the Code from Low podcast. I'm your host, Kobe Cole, and we're going to do a week one NFL recap and also get into our week two NFL predictions. Now, this video is coming to y'all a little late, but I had little things. We had some podcast studio difficulty, had to get schoolwork taken care of. But we here and bringing y'all that content. So make sure y'all like, y'all comment, y'all subscribe. Follow the Instagram at Code from Low and also follow the TikTok at Code from the Low. But get into week one. So, recap. Ravens and the Chiefs. Chiefs won 27-20. And watching that game, I just want to say I was technically right. The Ravens' run game is going to carry their offense. And with that carrying their offense, the O-line has to step up. The O-line didn't really look good. If it was Lamar Jackson running, if it was Derrick Henry running, if it was with Lamar Jackson passing, Lamar Jackson average depth of pass was 1 yard. So that means you're getting off with screen plays with Zay Flowers. You're getting off jet sweeps. Like you have the O line has to hold up if that offense is going to beat a championship team like the Chiefs or any playoff contender or Super Bowl contender. If the run game is going to be the big focal point, then your O line has to be on it, and their O line just wasn't on it in that game. Now that game did come close to the wire with Isaiah Likely foot being out of bounds. Let's say this first. I don't care what I say about the Chiefs and about the refs. His foot was out of bounds. Like Patrick Mahomes said, wear white cleats next time. His foot was clearly out of bounds. So there's no cheating, no speculation there. The man's toe was clearly out of bounds. But it turned out to be a good game. The Chiefs defense do got to hold up a little longer when it comes down the stretch, and the offense got to get them moving. But overall, it was a good game. Xavier Worthy did great. The speed kills. And they go against the Bengals in week two. And we'll get into that because a cornerback said Zay Worthy, his speed's all he got. But we're going to get into that. But the Chiefs' offense looked good. They looking like they can repeat. We thought it was going to be a decline and how they did last year with some defensive pieces leaving. But the defense looked good. The offense also looked good with the new receivers and the new addition. And Patrick Mahomes looking like Patrick Mahomes. Now, Patrick Mahomes threw a pick in that game, right? And this is my thing. Patrick Mahomes played great, but sometimes I had this argument with my brother that Patrick Mahomes, I'm not saying Patrick Mahomes is worse than Josh Allen and Josh Allen is better than Patrick Mahomes. I'm not saying that. Patrick Mahomes is better than Josh Allen. Patrick Mahomes is the best quarterback in the league. But Patrick Mahomes do make some questionable throws and some questionable picks. Like some plays that you should just take the sack or at least get out of the pocket or keep. Patrick Mahomes would throw that ball, and he threw it right to the defender. He should just kept that ball. And Patrick Mahomes do make some throws. And we don't look at that because his greatness and how Patrick Mahomes plays outweighs some of his mistakes. But if we're getting technical and looking at all the mistakes that Patrick Mahomes makes with the picks, some of the throws he do make, they are questionable compared to other quarterbacks. But like I said, we don't look at it because Super Bowl winner, MVP, he took a decent team to the Super Bowl with the Chiefs. So we don't really look at it that much. But he does make some questionable throws sometimes, and we do got to pay attention to that if we're going to pay attention to everybody else when it comes to passing. But overall, that game was a great game. Get into the Packers and the Eagles, another great game. Saquon Barkley, 3 touchdowns, 2 rushing, 1 receiving. Hey, the Eagles going to look like something. Now, if Jalen Hurts can protect the ball and not throw some picks, that is going to be a Super Bowl contender team, and I still have them going into the NFC championship with them versus the Lions. And we'll get into them and the 49ers also, which is another valuable team that can go to the Super Bowl. But that team, them two teams, the Packers, Jordan Love got hurt that game. That Brazil field was actually terrible. Like, the concept of having a game in Brazil was cool, but that field was awful. People was falling. You had to, like, really hammer the turf out of the players' cleats. Like that turf, 0 out of 10 won't recommend. They play another game in there, they have to do it in a different location or have major adjustments to the field. Because people that make the field, that's your one job. And to play on a field like that can increase injuries like it did with Jordan Love putting the Packers out, him out for the Packers for a couple of weeks. But overall, that was a great game. Also, Jalen Hurts, 278, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. He got to protect the ball. Simple as that. He has to protect the ball. He doesn't protect the ball, then their chances of winning that game goes down. They won 34-29. Josh Jacobs, 16 carries, 84 yards. I'm not going to lie. I expected way more. I expect him way more out of Josh Jacobs. I did expect at least a touchdown. I'm probably saying this and being biased because he's on my fantasy team also. So the fact that he didn't produce like I needed him to produce against Saquon Barkley. And shout out to MK. I played him in fantasy this week. Last week for week 1, and I lost because Josh Jacobs didn't produce. But it's cool. It's cool. It is cool. It is cool. How you say Jaden Reed? Jaden Reed leading receptions for the Green Bay Packers, 4 receptions, 138 yards, 1 touchdown. AJ Brown, 5 receptions, 119 yards, 1 touchdown. So the Eagles did look good. The Jordan Love, he had 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, 260. He didn't look bad either. That pick was questionable also, but overall Jordan Love didn't look bad. And my only question for Jordan Love is, can he beat teams that matter, and can he orchestrate a game-winning drive? Like, to be paid all that money, which Dak Prescott's not the highest paid now, but to be paid all that money, can you orchestrate a drive to win a game, or can you beat a team that matters? That's my thing. Can you either beat a team that matters, or can you orchestrate a game-winning drive? Like, and I don't count the Cowboys because the Cowboys suck in the playoffs. Can you beat a team like the Eagles? Can you beat a team like the Ravens? Can you beat a team like the Chiefs? Can you beat a team like the Lions? That's the question. Can you beat a team like the 49ers? Once you do a team like that, I'll shut up. But till then, you have to produce them kind of numbers and stats more against teams that matter, or orchestrate a game-winning drive to get to deeper in the playoffs, to get to the Super Bowl. That's my question for Jordan Love. And can he prove me wrong? And can he do that? Can he do that? That's my question for Jordan Love. Steelers and Falcons. Once that game, that blog will be dropping soon. Once I get that edit, it probably will drop. Today is Friday. It probably will drop Friday. It probably will drop today as we're talking. So, Steelers Falcons, great game. Defense looked good. Russell Wilson was hurt, so Justin Fields did get the start against the Falcons. And the first drive was shaky, but I feel like the nerves was there. He just had to get the nerves out and get used to it. But once he got going, he didn't look bad. We had some questionable play calling by Arthur Smith, and I wasn't too mad at it. Once we get the feel of it and everything, we're good. Once he got to run the ball, once he got the deep throws in, he actually looked pretty good. And I would say this. I'm a big Russell Wilson fan, but Russell Wilson should fear for his job if Justin Fields keep playing like that. That's my thing. Justin Fields has to keep playing like that. And once he put points on the board and put the ball in the end zone, we're getting to rolling. We'll get to rolling. If we look good against the Broncos this week, we're going to get to rolling. For the Falcons, Kirk Cousins had 2 picks. I mean, I like Kirk, but he can't turn the ball over. That's a lot of things when it comes to quarterback. You cannot turn the ball over. If you turn the ball over, you're putting your team in a bad position to win. And they was in a position to win. They had the game-winning drive. Kirk Cousins threw a pick on the game-winning drive. Same thing I was saying about Jordan Love. Can you orchestrate a game-winning drive? The Steelers are a playoff team. Can you orchestrate a game-winning drive against a playoff team? And Kirk couldn't do that. He threw a pick. In the last play of the game, got sacked by T.J. Watt, and he was balling. Shout out to McLeod though. Ray McLeod, he looked good. He played good. He looked good. He was a big. He was a leader receptionist for the Falcons, and he played. He played like he was the best receiver. Drake London a little bit down the ball. Kyle Pitts, he had a touchdown too, but he was a little bit down the ball. Bijan Robbins, 18 carries, 68 yards. He has some plays that could have broke loose if the blocking scheme was just a little bit better. But overall, he did have a great game, and too much that wasn't on him. Najee Harris, 20 carries, 70 yards. Once he got into the groove too and started breaking them big runs, he looked great also. George Pickens was playing like a dog. Hey, I don't care what I say. That offensive pass interference, I could go either way. That little, come on, you gotta let that slide. You gotta let that slide. He ain't really pet PI, man. And it was on AJ Terrell. Like, you gotta let that slide. Like, AJ Terrell is a great corner. That's some great competition between them two. But that really wasn't no PI. They was a little hand fighting. That really wasn't no offensive PI. But it's all good. Hey, I believe we would cut that ball. We would put points in the end zone. That's the drive we would have. We put points in the end zone. But it's all good, though. Jordan Pickens look like that guy, looking like our number 1 receiver, and I think he would keep playing well. Justin Fields, he didn't turn the ball over. He had 156 yards, but he didn't turn the ball over. He didn't score, but he didn't turn the ball over. So I'm okay with that. They look good. They got the Broncos this upcoming week. I think we'll play good against them also. Bills and Cardinals, I watched that. I didn't finish watching that game, but that game, And so I got too much to say about them. Kyler Murray looked good. 162, one touchdown. Josh Allen, he's proven people that he can carry a team by himself. Keon Coleman, 4 receptions, 51 yards. James Cook, 19 carries, 71 yards. He's proven, even though I don't got the same stuff I used to have, he proved me wrong. Because to be honest, I didn't think the Bills were going to be this good. I did not think the Bills was going to be this good. And, I mean, you did go have a struggle against the Cardinals, but the Cardinals actually played a pretty good game, too. Kyler Murray, 162, one touchdowns. Kyler Murray, rushing yard, 5 carries, 57 yards. Dortch, 6 receptions, 47 yards. But the biggest thing about the Cardinals was your main receiver you drafted only had 3 targets, 1 reception, and 4 yards, and Marvin Harrison Jr. And Kyler Murray, I think I had a screenshot of the quote he said also. Sometimes the balls go to him. Sometimes the ball goes to him, but that's not my job. As the quarterback, to say that's not your job to get the ball to one of the main receivers is kind of crazy. Like I kind of see what he was saying. It goes into the offensive play calling, goes to this and goes to that. My job is really to win the game. But as the quarterback to say it's not my job to get him the ball, he literally relies on you to get him the ball. You have to throw him the ball. So that is kind of crazy for Kyler Murray to say. But I mean, to each his own. It is a wild statement to say though. But overall, the Bills did look good. The Bills played the Dolphins yesterday, and they beat the Dolphins too. Hey, prayers and shout out to Tua Tagovailoa. He suffered his 5th concussion, I want to say. So prayers and shout out to him. But yeah, overall, not too much in that game. They did look good. Okay, this is a game I want to get into. So hold on, we're gonna wait because I didn't watch the Vikings and Giants game, 28-6. We'll go over the stats real quick for that too. Sam Darnold, 208, 2 touchdowns. Daniel Jones, 1 interception for Sam Darnold. Daniel Jones, 186, 2 interceptions. Hey, I had the Giants win that game. And the fact that you go out there and lose to the Vikings, the Sam Darnold, it'd be different with the J.J. McCarthy Vikings. The Sam Darnold Vikings, like, bro. Aaron Jones, 94 yards, 1 touchdown. Justin Jefferson, 59 yards, 1 touchdown. Malik Neighbors, 5 receptions, 60 yards. Devin Singletary, 10 carries, 37 yards. Man, the Sam Darnold Vikings is crazy, bro. I gotta watch that game. Bears versus Titans. The Titans blew it. Simple as that. That's another team that didn't put no. The Bears didn't put no points on their defensive wise. I mean, not defense, offensive wise, and they came from defense and special teams. But that's another team too. Like you can't blow a lead. Like and Caleb Williams, he didn't look bad, but he didn't even throw over 100 yards. So that's another thing too. We gotta be on the lookout for the Bears also. Jaguars and Dolphins, 20-17. Didn't watch that game either. College be stressing people out. College will stress you out. But 338 yards, 1 touchdown. 162 yards, 1 touchdown for Trevor Lawrence. 338 yards, 1 touchdown for Tua Tagovailoa. Tyler Bisbee, 73 yards to a carry. Wilson Jr., 5 carries, 26 yards for Dolphins. Tyreek Hill, 7 receptions, 130 yards, 1 touchdown. Gabe Davis for the Jaguars, 3 receptions, 62 yards. In 2017, I ain't gonna say you should beat the Jaguars by a lonesome amount because the Jaguars they're not a terrible team to be honest. Raiders and Chargers 22-10. Broncos and Seahawks 26-20. Cowboys and Browns. Deshaun Watson did not look great whatsoever. Cowboys 33-17. Dak Prescott corrected him that huge paycheck. Hopefully he can perform in the playoffs. 179 yards, 1 touchdown. Ezekiel Elliott back in the Cowboy uniform, 40 yards, 1 touchdown. CeeDee Lamb, 5 receptions, 61 yards. Cowboys side, David Njoku, shout out to him. I hope he gets healthy. He's on my fantasy team also, but prayers and shout out to him. 4 receptions, 44 yards. 44 yards, 12 carries, 1 touchdown. Deshaun Watson, 24-45. 169 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. So hopefully he can get the ball rolling also. But the Browns not look good. And I just want to say the Pittsburgh Steelers are number 1 in the AFC North go through week 1. And through week 2, I got to still be number 1. But hey, I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to be quiet. Hey, They had that game as American Game of the Week. It was not the true American Game of the Week. Well, real quick, Commanders and Bucks 37-20. True American Game of the Week. Lions versus Rams. Our only game to go in overtime. That was a great game. Um, Cooper Cup looking like the old Cooper Cup. 14 receptions, 110 yards, one touchdown. Kyron Williams, 18 carries, 50 yards, one touchdown. Matthew Stafford, 317 yards, one touchdown, one interception. Jared Goff, 18 for 28, 217 yards, one touchdown, one interception. David Montgomery, 17 carries, 91 yards, one touchdown. Jameson Williams, 5 receptions, 121 yards, one touchdown. These teams played great off each other, and I think it's always a good game when the Rams and the Lions play each other. It will always be a great game. That was some great football right there, and going to overtime win by Jared Goff. I'll forever keep saying this: Jared Goff is better than Matthew Stafford, and Matthew Stafford get carried by his receivers. Sorry, said. Am I saying that Matthew Stafford is a bad quarterback? No, but am I also saying that he get carried by his receivers sometimes? Yes. Sorry to say it, guys. Sorry to say it. Going back to that Bucks and Commanders game, I knew the Bucks was gonna win, but I prepared bias for Jaden Daniels. I chose the Commanders. And right now he looking like for quarterbacks, he looking like offensive rookie of the year for quarterbacks. Jaden Daniels 184. Baker Mayfield. He looking like Bake. He looking like the old Oklahoma Baker Mayfield. 289 yards, 4 touchdowns. Irvin, 62 yards. Chris Godwin, 8 receptions, 83 yards, 1 touchdown. Jaden Daniels, rushing yards, 2 touchdowns, 88 yards, and 16 carries. Like, come on, man. I told y'all, Jaden Daniels, man, you better watch out. Austin Eckler, 4 receptions, 52 yards. You better watch out for that Jaden Daniels, man. Hey, Jets and 49ers, our Monday game of the week. Aaron Rodgers, 13 for 21, 167 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Brock Purdy, 231 yards, 19 for 29. Brees Hall, 16 carries, 54 yards, 1 touchdown. Mason stepped up. Christian McCaffrey went down. He looked good also. 28 carries, 147 yards, 1 touchdown. Alan Lazard, 6 receptions, 89 yards, 2 touchdowns. And Juwan Jennings, 5 receptions, 60 yards for the 49ers. 49ers, they dominated. But see, this is my thing with the 49ers. I don't never doubt the 49ers when it comes to are they going to look good in the regular season. My thing with the 49ers, can they win in the Super Bowl and can they win the NFC Championship? That's my big thing with the 49ers. Aaron Rodgers, he didn't look terrible, but also getting back to that groove off that injury. The Jets has to improve and has to be ready to compete right now. Because right now, can they beat the Bills? Can they beat teams like that's in their conference? And that's going to be the major question. They did not play bad. Like, yes, scored 13-19, but in the beginning of the game, they was moving the ball. They was getting plays done. They was not playing bad. So that's the real question. Can the Jets get the ball going, and can the offensive line keep on protecting Aaron Rodgers? Overall, the 49ers look like the 49ers dominate as it is, but the question is, can they perform on the big stage? Now, back to the game I want to talk about. Cincinnati lost to the Patriots. And NFL dropped their power rankings, and Cincinnati still ranked top 10. How you ranked top 10 and lose to the New England Patriots, and they're not even good? I hate when the bias and politics show for these guys, because ain't no way you're telling me the Cincinnati Bengals are ranked number 10, and they can't even beat the New England Patriots. Like, in what world does that make sense? You can't beat the Patriots. Like, that's so frustrating. Like, I've been trying to tell y'all, the offense got too many questions. And I don't want to hear the excuse. Jamar played. Joe Burrow is healthy. But y'all don't want to, like, that's, like, the Bengals, I'm sorry, the Bengals are slick overrated. And, like, from start to finish, teams like this, you have to beat and you have to dominate. So, for you to lose to New England Patriots, I just know what to tell you. Like, that recap of that game is just like, you lost to Jacoby Brissett. And I think he's a bad quarterback. There's no shade, no 6 shot to Jacoby Brissett. But the Jacoby Brissett Patriots, bro, like, come on. 15 for 24, 100. He didn't even throw over 150. He beat y'all throwing 121 yards. Joe Burrow 164, 21 for 29. Uh, Let me make sure I say his name right. Ramadre Stevenson, 25 carries, 120 yards, one touchdown. Zachary Moss, I think I said that right too. Zach Moss. Zach Moss, 9 carries, 44 yards, one touchdown. Austin Hooper, 2 receptions, 31 yards. Like, your leading receiver has 2 receptions and 31, and they won. Like, Jamar Chase, Jamar Chase, 6 receptions and 62 yards. Like, and let's get into our retail predictions. Let's get into retail predictions because that's just frustrating. Bills versus Dolphins. Like I said, this is coming out a little late. They already played yesterday, and the Bills won 31-10. We'll have that recap of the game into week 2, but I had the Dolphins winning, so it doesn't matter. I had Dolphins winning. Steelers versus Broncos. I got the Steelers. Raiders versus Ravens. So look, the easy picks are the Ravens, but if the Ravens can't protect Lamar Jackson, I think Mason Crosby is gonna have a field day. So I really want to choose the Raiders for the upset. I'm a pick the Ravens. I'm gonna cheer for the Raiders. I think that's the upset alert. That's the upset watch right there. Anderson, Baltimore, that's the upset watch. Browns versus Jaguars. Jets versus Titans. I think the Jets will bounce back. I like the Jets. 49 versus Vikings, 49ers. I feel like that'd be a dominant win. Chargers and Panthers. Did I skip them for predict for a week 1 recap? I think I did. Saints 47-10. The Panthers. Bryce Young just didn't look good. He kind of proving me wrong. I feel like he'll have a great year. I feel like he'll bounce back. It's just week 1. He'll get through it. Derek Carr, 3 touchdowns, 200 yards on the dot, 19 for 23. Alvin Kamara, 15 carries, 83 yards, 1 touchdown. Shaheed, 3 receptions, 73 yards, 1 touchdown. Adam Thielen, 3 receptions, 49 yards. So I do feel like Bryce Young will bounce back. But back to week 2, we got the Chargers versus the Panthers. Bryce Young will look good, but they will lose to the Chargers. So I got Chargers there. Seahawks and Patriots. The Patriots not going 2-0. Seahawks. The Patriots are not going 2-0. Saints and Cowboys. Saints are going to ride that hype from the Panthers to the Cowboys and lose in Dallas. Give me Cowboys in Dallas. Giants and Commanders. Commanders, easy. Bucks and Lions. Lions. Bucks and Lions. That's a rematch of the second round of the playoffs. Second round. So give me the Lions. Colts and Packers. Ooh, the Packers does not have Jordan Love. And Josh Jacobs is questionable too also. Who's the Packers backup? I feel like I know who their backup quarterback is. Who's the Packers backup quarterback? Packers backup QB. I feel like I know who it is. Malik Willis. Yeah, it's Colts still. I still got the Colts beating the Packers. But yeah, Malik Willis. He signed with them this year. Bengals and Chiefs. Bengals are going 0-2. I got the Chiefs. That little rivalry, whatever they got going on in Arrowhead too, give me the Chiefs. I don't see the Chiefs losing to the Bengals, especially how they just look against the Patriots. Now, they might come in a little motivated, a little hyped up, but I don't see the Bengals beating the Chiefs. I like the Chiefs. Rams and Cardinals, give me the Rams. Cardinals did look good, but the Rams can play how they did against the Lions. I like the Rams winning that game. That game is in Arizona. This is going to be a great game. CJ Stroud versus number 1 overall pick, Caleb Williams. Texans versus Bears. Each team has some struggles. The Texans has a struggle against the Colts. I got to watch that game too, the highlights of that game. But I'm going to go Texans. I feel like overall that Texans offense outpowered that Bears defense. I'm going to go Texans. And then we got Falcons and Eagles. I'm sorry, all Atlanta fans, all Falcon fans. Eagles going 2-0, Falcons going 0-2. That's just pretty bad. That's going to be pretty bad for them. Hey, and the atmosphere, let me take a little time to just talk about the atmosphere in that game for Falcons. The best part of that game was the fans. We had a whole bunch of Steeler fans there, Steeler Nation. Shout out to Quarters Reporters. I said that right. Quarters Reporters. I got to meet her. Got a little interview in with her. She's an Atlanta Falcons fan, so shout out to her also. But that game and atmosphere was just overall amazing, and it was crazy. Like the amount of Steelers fans that was there, one of the best experiences of my life. Truly one of the best experiences of my life. But Falcons versus Eagles, the Eagles are gonna bounce back for how they look against the Eagles, and I feel they're gonna dominate in Philly against the Atlanta Falcons. But that's my week 2 predictions. Thank y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all for listening to me just yap about sports because it's the best thing to ever do. Make sure y'all subscribe to the YouTube channel. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram, follow TikTok. And for those that don't know, I have a non-profit organization called Focus Up Athlete that's focused on student athletes' performance on and off the field, their academics, and their mental health. The Instagram page is called Focus Up Athlete. So make sure y'all give a follow there too. More of that is coming. So thank you. So, hey, like I said, week 2, like, comment, and subscribe. I see y'all for week 3. Thank y'all.